In this video, let's explore more DateTime formats available in Microsoft Power Automate. Now, just to start with, I have created a simple flow, which is basically a manual trigger flow, sending an email to myself, uh, putting a subject line as DateTime test, and just to test this, let me write a function, a simple function, call a function, and that's UTC now. Okay, so what it will do, it will uh, render the current date time in a UTC format. Okay, so I'm just clicking on save and I'll just test this by running this flow. Run the flow. So it will connect to the connections and yes, it's done. So if you see the email, it will render the date time. Now we'll just wait for the email to come and it is executed successfully. Yes, so it has come now. So if you see this format, this is the output. This is how the date time format looks like. Now it is quite not readable, but if you want to evaluate it, I can say that this is the year, this is the month, this is the date, and then after t the time component starts. And if you see the time component, this is 6:12:33. Okay, now if I just do a quick Google to UTC time, it will show me that 6:13 a.m. Okay, so it's around 6:12, right? So that's the UTC time, and this is hour, minute, second, and hundredth of a second, and the Z indicates that at the end it's a UTC time. Okay, so this is a UTC time. Now, what if I want to have a specific format? Okay, now before we even delve into that, let me show you another way to write the formula in this email. Okay, now here, if I wanted to write the formula, what I've done is like I clicked on FX and then it opened the expression window or pane, and then I tapped in the formula, right? Now, what if I don't want to write that? Then what I can do, I can put at the rate, curly brace, curly brace. Okay, so at the rate, curly brace, and within this, if I enclose whatever function I have, so UTC now, okay, then it should do technically the same thing. Okay, so let's test this. And if you see, it has done the same thing. Okay, so UTC now, UTC now. Okay, that's good. So now let's edit this flow and start exploring more functionality. Okay, so what I'm going to do, again, I'll copy this. Okay, and this time, what I want is basically a format of UTC now function, right? Uh, for that, let me show you one more function, like it's called as format date time. Okay, so if I put at the rate, opening brace, closing brace, and if I type in the function as format date time. Okay, now what is the date time you want to format? It's UTC now, right? So this is the UTC now function. Okay, and let me show you here. Okay, UTC now, and here we need to put a opening and closing bracket, and here we can specify the format, whatever format we want. Okay, so I'm just putting some characters. Okay, so this is where we need to put the format. Now, what are the different formats? The first one to start with is, we know, very simple, put it in a single quotes, dd slash capital M small y. Okay, now if we run this, let me copy this as well just to show you on the email that this is that format. Okay, and let's save this. And it says fix some invalid parameters. Let me see whether there's an issue with the syntax. So this looks good. This is the function and this is the curly brace, right? So format. date time, and yeah, should be good. And I'll remove the other functions as well, whatever was we have written for UTC now. So I'll just do that. Click on save. Okay, and the flow is ready to go. Click on test, test, run flow, done. Now we have received an email with the format DDMMYYY. Okay, so all good. So this is the basic format which we all use in our day-to-day life. Now, other format, what we can do over here is, let me unzoom this and let me copy this again. Now this time, instead of slash, I can put hyphen as well. Okay, so that's one of the way through which we can specify the format. So dd mm yyyy. Okay, so it's a hyphen one. Okay, we won't run it. I'll just do it in a bulk. Okay, so now other thing, if I want to just copy this, I'll just copy this, and start with dd. Okay, so if I just put dd, then what happens? Okay, then I'll just paste this again 3 times. Okay, so this is dd, this is ddd, and this is ddd. Okay, let's see what it does. Save, test, test, run the flow. Done. Here it's run. So if I put dd, then it extracts the date component 06. Okay. If I put 3ds, then it takes the day of the week in a short format, so ved. And if I put 4ds, then it gives you Wednesday. Okay, so this is also one of the way to extract the day of the week. Okay, so if you want to extract the day of the week, put triple D or 4ds. Okay, and remember it's a small d. So good. Then let's do the same thing, but this time let's use the month. Okay, now remember, month is not small m, because small m is for minute. So it's a big M. Okay, so if I put mm, then it's a month. Okay, so mm, right? And now again the same way, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna paste this, I'm gonna paste this, I'll put 3 M's, I'll put 4 M's, 3 M's, and 4 M's, and save it. And I'll now run this. So now we are playing with month, and let's see what it renders. Okay, so I've received an email. If you see the output, if I put just it will give you 03, which is the month, and 3M's Mar, and 4M is March. Okay, so if you want to use the month name, then use capital M 3 times or 4 times. Okay, that's how you basically render the month. Okay, let me edit this flow again. And now, so we are done with I'm not going to do with the thing, but if you just want to have dd slash okay, you can do that. Okay, so again, I'll just copy this and format date time, and here it will just give you uh, dd slash so date and month, that's it. Okay, so this is simple. Now there are other formats which you can render. Okay, now the format is G, capital G, D, capital D, F. Okay, now I'm just copy pasting the code, and let me show you what I mean by that. So this is just G. Okay, general. Okay, small g means short general, and capital G means say maybe long general. Okay, then just a D, which is like a small d, okay, and a capital D, and F, okay. And there are other format parameters as well. So if I copy this, let me put it as O, okay. So this is also one of the format, not zero, but O. Okay, so good with this. Let's see what it renders. So if I click on save and I click on test, and done. So if you see the email here, we have seen this. If we put small g, it is going to give you a general date time, okay. So general date time 3 6 2024 6:22 a.m. This is UTC format, like MMDDYY format, but it's a shorter version of this. If you see capital G, apart from this thing, if you see the time, it puts the second as well, okay. So that's G. Small d is again simple date, but if you put a capital D, then it will give you day, comma, the month, date, comma, year. So this one I prefer the most, D1, capital D. And sometimes I also go with F as well. F if you want to render time along with the date. Okay, so this just renders date. This is the full time. Okay, and this is O. Okay, again in a UTC format. Okay, so anything which ends with Z gives you an indication that's in UTC format. But how do I get all these things? G, D, F, O. How did I come up with this? Okay. So if you want to know all those characters, what you need to do is you just add an action and search for date time. Okay. And if you select this date time, then here there is something called as convert time zone. Okay. So if you click on convert time zone, then here under format string, you will see all this character and you can see the pattern. So if it's a D, it's a short date pattern. Long date pattern is D, capital D. Full date time pattern, full date time, short time, long time, general date time, general date time, long time. And then there is M as well if you just want month and date. And there's O, which is a round trip date time pattern, RFC pattern, sortable date time pattern, T, U, Y. Okay, so if you just want this. So just take it as a reference point, and whatever you want, just take it from here and then use it in your code. Now this is very much important to understand. That's why I've gone through each and every format, because while operating on date time formatting, we sometimes encounter difficulty in formatting the string. So these all things are already available within your system, so why don't you go ahead and use it? So remember, D is much important, and F is important. F is small and D is capital. And if you see in the email, this is the format. Okay, it looks readable, it looks legible, and you can use it in your application as well. So that's it, folks. This is all about using the format datetime functionality within Microsoft Power Automate. Now, remember, I have written this formula here like this, but you can also, write this formula in the function bar as well. Okay, I've just shown you an alternative way, but that same thing, you can go ahead and put that in an expression, and then you can utilize that. If you use the function formula pane, then what happens is, like, it will, if I click on save, it will show you like this. Okay, but here it won't show you like this. It is just in a, like, a static text format. Okay, so that's it. This is all about datetime formatting in Power Automate. Thanks for watching.